What's up, guys? Sexuality here with another look at some of the figures we got in this week. Today we're looking at the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Walmart exclusive War Machine versus Omega Red 2-pack figure set. Now, it's pretty interesting because I remember getting Psylocke and Thanos at Target, and I thought, okay, here's another exclusive, and I thought, oh man, Walmart's gonna just, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get. I know when it pre-ordered, I didn't get it right away because I was saving my money for Comic-Con. So I was like, I'll just wait. Hopefully I can get it. And I was actually able to order it online, and they sent it to me, and I got it. So it's really cool. And at first I was like, well, I was gonna be picky and choosy about the Gamerverse. I was gonna get the cool ones that I want, but I really want all of them because I really want to do eventually maybe a setup where I have CamCon versus Marvel's CamCon. So anyway, so yeah, I just ordered it and it came in, so it's really cool. I'm really excited about this one. I know War Machine does look a little bit more different than he did in the game, so there's some differences there, but that's okay. As you can see, it comes in this window box packaging where you have the cool logo of both figures or both characters. Omega Red looks really neat. I really like that. And then you got Mr. Omega Red. War Machine on here. As you can see on the side, it's gonna be kind of hard. Just like the other 2-pack, you can see there's a portrait of one of the characters. It was War Machine on this side, and then on this side you have Omega Red. So yeah, interesting. And then on the top it says Gamerverse, and on the bottom it's just nada, nonsense. And here's the back of the box. And on the top it says James Rodney Rhodes suits up as War Machine, going head to head against Omega Red and his weaponized cybernetic tentacles. So yeah, that looks really cool. Good portrait. You got like the health meter here. You got War Machine, and of course Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was a 3-player versus 3-player game, which was really insane. And you can see Wolverine, Silver Samurai, Psylocke, and Thanos. So yeah, these are really slowly coming out, and like I said, I'm all in for it. I don't collect a lot of Marvel, but this is definitely something that is up my alley. So yeah, let's get these guys out of the packaging and get a closer look at War Machine versus Omega Red. All right, first up is War Machine. Now, of course, this is Iron Man, but a different suit and everything. And it's actually my first time ever having a figure like this. So I know in the video game there's something different on him. I think it's the legs and stuff. But, this one does look really nice. I love that blue and that shininess is coming out. They do a really good job with their characters. So let's get a closer look. As you can see, that classic Iron Man face with the blue and all that. I love that blue. It's gorgeous. It's nice and shiny. Just like the Thanos. The Thanos had that overlay on it that made it look nice and shiny, which is really cool. It looks really nice. Then you got the suit itself over it with the black, really gorgeous, really cool addition. And then you got this side piece that goes up and down, so you can actually mount something on here, and I'll show that in a second what it is. But yeah, now let's look at the articulation. Of course, just like the classified figures, these are double jointed, but it doesn't really go too much because you have this here, and then the legs. And I'm surprised that there's pins. I'm very surprised that there's pins. So basically, I guess in a sense, it's just a repaint of another character. Like I said, I don't have any of them, so I'm sure it is. There's really a smooth ab crunch, real slow. Real smooth. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, so he does come with a few accessories. So let's look at those real quick. Okay, let's start with his alternate hands. So he has these two hands that are open hands, or basically where he is, I guess a blast effects would go there. I don't think he came with any blast effects. I don't think, because, you know, that's basically how he moves with the hands and the... Yeah, he didn't come with any blast effects. So, because there's some holes there. So, if you have any, you can put those on there. You can barely see it, but... So, yeah. I'm assuming that, you know, maybe that might come out later. But like I said, I'm really surprised that this is not a new body. But, you know. Then he has his missile. I think this is his missile. The only thing, though, is that this does not fit in here. So I'm not too sure where this missile goes, because I don't think it's Omega Red's. So yeah, this is kind of strange. But yeah, I don't know where this missile goes. Let me check on his other accessory, which is a blaster gun. I guess a cannon. And I thought the missile goes in here, but it does not fit. It fits forward, I guess, but no, it does not fit at all. So I'm a little confused. And it does have a blast effect too, which goes right in this. But yeah, this missile, I don't know where this missile goes. So strange. If you know in the comments, let me know. So basically this thing goes here. Just gotta get it in there, which is a lot easier said than done. Oh, pops in. So he's got that cannon shooting out. And of course you can leave it like that. And of course it goes up like that. So it's really cool how you can actually, how that really works. But like I said, this missile, I don't know where it goes, which is really weird. So I don't know. If you know in the comments, let me know. But anyway. Alright, so I think that's all he comes with. Let's go ahead and look at Omega Red. Alright, here's Omega Red out of the packaging. Looking pretty cool, like I said. Now, I've never had this character before, so I'm not sure. I'm sure there was different versions that came out. I'm sure. I do know that he is from the X-Men series, and he actually came out with a Mondo version figure, and I did want that one, but I kind of missed out. So I haven't really really focused on this character as much. I do really want the Mondo version. Maybe I'll get him later eventually, but this is my first time having a Omega Red in my collection. And let's look closer at this face sculpt. Look at that. Look how evil he looks. That's insane. So I really don't know his backstory, so I gotta look that up. But you know, he kind of has like a samurai hair, you know, in a sense, maybe, or like just looks kind of really cool. Got those big old shoulder pads, Lord. Definitely from the 80s, huh? Those are big. Then he's got, I guess those are bombs or missiles here on his thing. You got they get that contrast of the red and the whites and the silver. It's really neat. I like the way that looks. Big old muscles here. And he does have, there's no pins here, which is interesting. So, you know. And these figures move a lot. They're real fluid. So that's really cool. So there's a swivel here, and then of course he doesn't have an ab crunch like War Machine, but he has a swivel here on his leg. Look at those big old muscles that he has. Those are huge legs. He does not skip gym day. Now there is pins here, which is interesting, but you know, of course it's double jointed, and then he's got his swivel and his boot and all that. He's got those big old knee braces there. So yeah, no, I mean, he's really, really cool. Like I said, like I'm seeing him here, getting me interested on wanting to get the Mondo version, because, you know. And then speaking of Mondo, my Buzz Off and my Clayface showed up today. So I'm like, dang, so I got to get ready to do those reviews, because those are some gigantic figures. So I can't wait to get those out. So just stay tuned for that. All right, so let's look at the accessories he comes with. So he does come with a few little things. Of course, he does come with 2 other hands. So basically, he has an open hand here, and then he comes with the other side. And then, of course, the fist, and he comes with the fist too. So that's really, really cool that you can change whatever. Oh, and then underneath the hands, there's these holes here where these buddies come. So he does come with different tentacles. He has some short ones. And then he has these really, really long ones that are really, you know, they're a little curvy and stuff like that. So, you know, and there's a lot of different things in the game where he basically uses these to fight people. Like he can go put them to the ground and they come up on the bottom and hit the person underneath. So, you know, it's really, really interesting on how, and basically I guess that's how these are done, because I don't think you can connect these. So basically these will come out underneath and hit the person underneath. Like I think that's what it shows in the box. Oh no, it doesn't show that on the box. But I thought I think it was one of the advertisement clips. So let's see, let's go ahead and click that in. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is really cool, like how we have, you know, these characters, you know. So as you can see, here's the tentacles here, looking really crazy. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get these two on my turntable to get my final thoughts on the Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Gamerverse War Machine versus Omega Red 2-pack. All right, here are my final thoughts on the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Omega Red versus War Machine. I forgot his name for a second. I don't know what's going on here. All in all, this is a great 2-pack. Funny how easy this one was to get. I mean, I'm not sure if the demand is high on these two compared to, of course, Psylocke and Thanos, but this is a really cool 2-pack. Like I said, I am committed to the Gamerverse figures, so everything that's coming out, I'm getting. I know we're probably next month we're going to be getting, I believe, the Wolverine 2-pack, and there was another one. I forgot the other one, but I think the Captain America one. Those 2-packs will be coming. So, I mean, I'm all in for it. Like I said, I love the Gamerverse. I mean, of course, this is based on Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so it's my favorite. I'm looking forward to the Wave 2 versions and, you know, the other ones, and see what we get. I'm hoping we get some more of the X-Men figures. We get Rogue, we get Gambit, we get a Storm, we get all those cool figures. Because I do have those, but I'm just not going to open those. I really want, you know, this kind of version. But anyway, so my favorite figure in this 2-pack, of course, is Omega Red. I was actually very impressed by him. He looks great. His colors are wonderful. He's actually a really tall figure. So, you know, he looks really good, and I love those tentacles and everything that he's coming out with. War Machine, he's all right. He's not terrible. I am a little disappointed that, you know, he doesn't have maybe, you know, the little blast to have him fly up and stuff like that. So, you know, he's a little basic. I do love, though, the way they did the coloring on him. That blue is nice and shiny, and he does look cool, you know what I mean? I just think they could have added a few more things to him to make him a little bit better. But anyway, you know, other than that, it was a great 2-pack. So I'm looking forward to more. So far right now, I believe this 2-pack is still available at Walmart. So, you know, it was that whole Walmart cancel calling thing, and it's still available. So, you know, I got it, and it came in within a day. So, you know, grab them before they're gone. So, anyway, so what do you guys think of this, you know, for my Marvel fans out there? Are you good without collecting these? Do you like these versions? Are these better versions? Like I said, I don't really know because I don't have a lot of Marvel, so I'm not too familiar if, you know, which version of what. I have a feeling that the Omega Red upper body, I think that's a new sculpt, or his arms at least, because, you know, but I don't have any of these, so I don't know, you know, how many they released. Of course, I know War Machine is a repaint of, you know, Iron Man, but, you know, is there a better version? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, we will see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen,
make sure you like, share, and subscribe.